there, it's Leila, your edible gardening teacher. This is video number 10 of the How to Grow Food with Kids video series that I put together for busy educators and teachers with no gardening experience. To watch the rest of these videos, the number 1 to 9, you can find them on this very YouTube channel. Or you can add your email address to my subscribers list, and I have set it up so that it automatically sends you one of these links every few days. Now, although this is the last video of this series, still stay tuned because I have prepared for you tons of invaluable information about this topic. Let's get our school gardens going this spring. Community. Summer, as I mentioned a few times. Now I'm going to ask you this question. I might have already given you the answer during the workshop, but that's fine. Which season do you think is, if you out of those 4 seasons had to pick one season and call it the gardening season, which one would you pick? Don't think about schools or anything like that. From winter, spring, fall, and summer, which one would you call the gardening season?
Spring, because we always plant at May 2 for weekend.
Very good. Any other suggestions?
Fall.
Fall, okay. Why fall?
Well, you can do your bulbs in fall, you can do your pruning in fall, you can prep your garden to sleep, and when it wakes up it's in good shape in fall. As you said, we can plant some stuff in fall and we can still harvest, so for me it's fall.
Nice, very good. And spring, if I had to pick one, I would pick spring, then I would pick fall, then I would pick summer. And the perception usually is that summer is the gardening season. Like that's an excuse that you get from a lot of the principals that you want to get support of. That summer is the growing season and we're not here during summer. Well, it depends on what you mean by growing, the word growing. Growing in terms of plants growing, yes, summer is the growing season. That's the season that most of the growth happens. But the thing is, you don't need to be there to watch your plants grow. There's not much to learn. Like if the kids are around during summertime, there's not much to teach them. A lot of the gardening in terms of doing and gardening activity, when we talk about growing, meaning me growing something as an act of growing, happens in spring and fall. So the spring is the growing season, and unfortunately a lot of schools don't think about it that way because they think if you're not in summer and that's the only growing season, especially here because it's way too cold and you can't do anything not much in spring or fall, then they won't go for a school garden. But if you explain to them that not really, it's not.
Also, we should say winter is very important for all that planning. You know that list of things that we teach, that we have in the package there?
Extreme.
Teaching about the soil
Yes.
and the sun, and all of that can happen in the winter, like in January,
Absolutely.
February, and then come March, you're actually ready to put everything that you've learned.
Absolutely. It's very, very important. Yeah, actually we are kind of lucky that we have winter. Because in Caribbean countries, for example, places in Costa Rica, they have like growing all the time. So farmers and gardeners don't have that much time to, be able to step back and reflect and plan. So in a sense, we are kind of lucky that we have at least 2 to 3 months of not growing anything, so that we can plan for our future.
You mentioned earlier, like pests being one of the reasons why maybe a supervisor won't approve this sort of thing. What's your response to them? Because we do have a rodent issue in the school, and so like that's one of the challenges I think you might have convincing everyone. So what would you say in that? What are some preventative measures we can take?
Every environment have different pests, and what I say is that if you want to step back and not do anything because there might be some pests to come, and that is a huge fear. You could have principals that just because of that are not willing to step forward at all. But I would encourage them to go for it, because the thing with pests is that every environment has a different set of pests, you know, and even in one school, if you put your plants here, you might get different set of pests than if you put it here, you know. So unless you step to it and try it and see what's going to happen to the plants, you're not gonna learn from it and move forward. So that's a tough one. Yeah. That's a tough one. I agree. And pests are too different. There are pests that create like pests can be an animal or insect, or it could be a disease. Like there's a broad umbrella of pests. So diseases or the insects and animals that completely destroy your plants, like pests like aphids or aphids, they're both pronounced. Those are horrible. Like they kill the plant. But if you're talking about a pest like a squirrel coming in taking some of your tomatoes every once in a while, that's fine. You can share with the animals around them a little bit, because the truth is that we are in their home. So we came and we actually took a huge space, relatively, that they used to live there. So a little bit of sharing with them will not hurt. And in schools, if you don't get to harvest a lot of your tomatoes, it's fine, because although the harvest is really important, and when we talk about community, I mean, having a market, for example, set up a veggie market is very exciting, it's very good, but that's not the purpose. In a school, gardening, the purpose is the learning. So what you teach the kids throughout all of that is very important. And if you get a pest, that is an opportunity, you know, to try different things, to teach them that there are some things that naturally we can do to, deal with that type of pest. And that's part of the learning. So if you can convince your principal that it's not, that the end result is not important as the learning and the process, that could help. And good luck with that. That's a tough one. Okay, so summer, again, growing season is actually spring and fall, and we are with the kids in schools in spring and fall. And rumor has it that gardens they get abandoned because we're not there during summer. That's why community is very important. Get them excited, get them going. Set up fruit, like even if you have a few short maturing plants that you harvest quickly, set up a garden, market with the kids. And then invite the parents. Do something, invite them, bring them, show them. Put your garden somewhere that they see it every day when they come and go and pass by. Don't be afraid that if it fails, what am I going to do if it fails? The parents are usually not used to seeing a lot of huge, lush, successful gardens around. That's unfortunate, but that's also an opportunity, because they see just a little bit of something growing and they get pretty quickly excited about it. So it's good. Don't be afraid. Put it somewhere they can see.
But if they're all in containers, the parents or whoever can take them home during the summer.
That could be a possibility.
Right?
That could be a possibility.
It's kind of a portable garden in a way, where you can carry them wherever.
Right.
And look after them.
And again, you don't even have to have that to teach the kids edible gardening. That's another opportunity. If you have absolutely no space or no budget to even buy planters, do it in the classrooms, write up instructions, give it to the kids to take home. that would bring the community, like the parents will come and they will start talking about it. And maybe next year, then you can convince your principal that now that I have these many parents so excited about it, maybe we can invest in. So go slowly. There's a permaculture principle, and I think it's very, very important. It talks about slow and small solutions. Because when you go big and you want to get there fast, your failures are going to be bigger and they're going to come faster. It's very important to start small. So if you have a huge space, don't go, and even if you have all the money, I do not recommend you to go full force and implement a huge garden without having the community in place, without having the support down the road in place, because what's going to happen is that if you, who are the one who's very excited about this, get moved to another school, or the principal changes, and that garden, that huge garden is going to become a disaster because it's going to be completely abandoned. So community is very important. Start small. Even start just in the classroom by sending them home to the kids' parents, and then give them instructions, and then follow up on it. Following up is very important. Like every morning, ask them, did you water your plants? Because they take it home, the parents are busy and they don't water it, and it's going to be a failure, right? So keep reminding them that they have to take care of the plants, ask about the situation of the plants, let them talk and say, oh, okay, it's this tall, it's way too tall, maybe it needs a little bit of sun. Try to direct them. It takes a little bit more time because the instructions that you have to write to send home and all that takes time, and I completely understand that. But if you have no space that you can even put some planters, you can always start indoors and send it home. And that will bring the community to you, and it'll bring their support to you. And then maybe next year you can move a little bit further and a little bit further. Okay, now who is the community? Now, community is a concept that has many different meanings. Like, we can become a community, right? Although we don't live necessarily close to each other, but we can, online become this community of edible gardening educators, for example. But when we're talking about schools, we're talking about people who live or work close to the school, in the school or close to the school. That means the parents, that means the school staff, that means caretakers, that means the kids. So that's the community. So try to, why? Because especially this problem of summer, we're not here, because if you don't water your plants in summer, your garden will fail. Yes, there aren't a lot of things to be done during summer. Most of the work happens in spring and fall, but there's only one thing that you have to do during summer, and that's watering. Very important. So you have to have somebody that takes care of the watering. And watching for pests. Again, pests come and go, and they might not even come. And they might come for a short period of time and then they go. You don't have to worry about it too much, but watering during summer is important. Get your community to help you with that. So reach out to them, get them excited. If they see a thriving garden, they come and ask about it, and then they can suggest, ask for their help. You'll be surprised how many people are willing to help you. But if you don't reach out to them, you're not going to find them. And keep in touch. So I hope that you joined the email list. So I'm going to send, again, I'm going to add you. It's going to send you a reminder to confirm your inclusion in the list. If you're okay with Facebook, this is my Facebook page. Go like it. I'll probably very soon create a Kids Edible Gardening Educators group. So join the group. We can talk to each other. We can ask each other questions. If there's any problems, anything, you have my email. Email me at any time with any questions. I'll be glad to help you. And bring my program to your school. Pair up with me. Shadow me. I will teach you. And from that point on, you can do it on your own. And I will always be there to help you. Okay? So any questions?
you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Okay, we are at the end of this video series. I hope you learned from them and enjoyed them. As I said in the video, if your school is in the Greater Toronto area in Canada, you can contact me. You can bring my program to your school, and at no extra cost other than the cost of the program, I will teach you, and you get certified, and you can run my program from then on in your school. Of course, I'll be there online, on the phone, for support if you have any questions after that. For the rest of you who are not in the Greater Toronto area, also for the people who might contact me after my schedule is completely full and I cannot take on any more schools, which happens very quickly usually, I still have you covered. I'm putting together an online course which will teach you the A to Z of edible gardening in schools. So if your email is not on my email list, make sure that you put your email there, and here's the link to it. So when my course is out, I will send you an email and inform you about it. Other than the course, I will still be sending you tons of material, PDFs, reports, videos, and stuff like that related to this topic. So to my subscribers. So make sure that your email is in my subscribers list, and I will be in contact with you very soon. Oh, and by the way, do you have a burning question in your mind that you want to ask me? Don't think that you have to be my client or anything like that. Anywhere in the world you have a question about school gardening, send me an email and I am here for you. See you soon.